The internet lied to you about software engineering and the tech industry in general. Let me explain. The internet made a promise. Learn to code, 6-figure salary, work from anywhere, no degree needed, just grind it out year in. Millions of people believe this. They paid for boot camps, quit their jobs, stayed up late, grinding through tutorials, and a lot of them found out the hard way that wasn't the whole story. Let's be concrete. Because the vague version of this criticism doesn't help anyone. You could do this in 6 months, they say. Some people can, most definitely can't. The median path from 0 to first job is closer to 12 to 24 months, so 1 to 2 years, and that's if everything goes reasonably well. Boot camps built their entire business model on the 6-month number because it sells, not because it's accurate. It's a fairy tale. No degree required. While technically true, in practice, a lot of companies still filter by degree. Especially at scale, no degree required became a marketing line, not a guarantee. It opened the door, it didn't remove the door. There's always a shortage of engineers. There was, for a point in time. But then, around 2022 or 2023 onwards, mass layoffs, junior market that went from competitive to brutal practically overnight. YouTube videos from 2019 such as A Day in the Life Software Engineer and other videos showing how easy it was to land a job are no longer accurate, and companies see these people work less than 10 hours to 20 hours at most. Will probably see, why are we paying this person 40 hours to work when they're only working 20 hours a week? 6-figure salary straight away. The 150k starting salary is a FANG number in a major city. It made headlines, got shared everywhere, and became the mental benchmark. 150k is a nice round number. However, this was the extreme end, not the baseline. Plenty of first real jobs in software pay between 60 to 80k in the US. However, in Europe, salaries can go much lower to like 20, 30k, up to 60, 70k on average. This needs to be said because the reality in Europe and the UK in particular don't reflect the salaries of the US. So why did the internet get it wrong? The reasons aren't particularly complicated, but they're worth naming. Survivorship bias dominates this space. People making content about breaking into software engineering are, almost by definition, people who successfully did it. Ones who spent 2 years trying and didn't succeed ultimately went into a different direction. And this is where the internet can become a bit of an echo chamber. You have two different sides. One side saying that they're successful, they earn 6 or 7-figure salaries, and the other side thinking that they can't find a job, the job market is completely and utterly dead, where the truth is a bit more in the middle. And the ones that keep silent makes these successful fail stories look far more universal than they are. The algorithms exacerbate the problem. I got a 6-figure salary, here's how. Gets clicks. This is going to take longer than you think and might not work. Doesn't. While they aren't lying per se, they're just responding to what the algorithm demands. Aspiration travels further than nuance, and a lot of the advice that shaped people's expectations was written from a different era. The market between 2017 and 2021 was generally extraordinary. These creators weren't wrong about their experience. Their experience doesn't exist anymore, but the content does. Still raking in views and shaping expectations for people entering the field today. So what's the actual reality like? Truthfully, the job day to day looks nothing like what it is in the YouTube videos. The YouTube versions always involve elegant algorithms, cool projects, and building things from scratch. The real version involves reading code you didn't write and wish you hadn't, fixing bugs that have lived in the codebase for over a decade, sitting in meetings and updating Jira tickets. The ratio of interesting technical work to everything else is a lot lower than the content implies. Also, getting the first job is generally difficult, and this has gotten harder as years went on. And some people get in, do it for a while, realize they don't actually enjoy it, which is completely valid, and it's an outcome that the Just Learn to Code would never mention. On the other hand, once you're in and have a few years of experience under your belt, it does get a lot better. The career ceiling is high, the skills transfer across industries, and the income grows quickly with experience. The pipeline works, it just takes a lot longer than advertised to start working. So here's the honest verdict. Expect 1 to 2 years to get your first job, not 6. Expect the entry-level market to be a lot more competitive right now than it ever has been, and plan for that accordingly. Expect the day-to-day job to involve a lot more communication, ambiguity, and other people's decisions than it is just pure coding. I would argue even just the coding is only 10% of the actual job. Before you take the plunge and spend tens of thousands of pounds or put yourself in a position that you would eventually come to regret, actually sit with the work first. No tutorials, build something, hit real problems, get stuck in, see what the process feels engaging or miserable, because that will tell you more than any other salary statistic or job process in and of itself. The ceiling is limitless, the path is just longer, and the reality is a lot more grounded than the internet made it sound. I wouldn't say the internet lied to you out of cruelty. It lied because the people talking loudest were the ones it worked for, and because a good story travels further than an honest one. But you deserve the honest one. And if you lived any version of this, drop it in the comments. Your story is more useful to someone starting out than any highlight reel. I'll see you next time.